It makes very little logical sense, but if you're a follower of the Dallas Cowboys, and I know you are, a lot of things right now don't make much sense. I'm Mike Fisher, your trusty and trusted reporter. Welcome to the Wednesday morning fishbowl. This is that fishbowl. That is that star. We are fresh off getting to hang out with the new regime inside the building, led by Jerry Jones, of course. And we find, and I know you do too, 73,000 fish heads in Cowboy Nation, powered in part by BetUS. You find yourself scratching your head. What was the plan? What is the plan? Are we making the plan up as we go along? We take the position that there's a lot of things around here that don't make logical sense. And so there's no anger or ire involved when we take this kooky rumor and have some fun with it. Texas quarterback Arch Manning, not eligible to declare for the NFL draft until 2026. But some fans and media, puzzled by the overall direction of America's team, which I get, have convinced themselves that Dallas is already tanking for Arch. Trying to think of a funny nickname for the cause. We'll come up with something. On Friday night, the Cowboys announced the naming of Brian Schottenheimer as their head coach for the 2025 season, and theoretically beyond. A 4-year deal. I've seen some people, by the way, say a 4-year deal coincides with Dak's 4-year deal. I don't think that has much to do with it. If Brian Schottenheimer is not guaranteed 4 years, and not even Dak Prescott's really guaranteed 4 years. That decision, of course, has not exactly inspired you. Some of you aren't inspired by the Dak, and none of you are inspired by the Shotty. You're left disappointed by what appears to be a coach search that, here is my rhyme, here is my poetry on the subject, the coach search more cheap than deep, with Jerry and Steven failing to bother to interview top candidates in the cycle: Belichick, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Lyman Cockrang. Instead, it's the in-house guy, Shotty, age 51, decades of coaching experience in the NFL without ever having been a head coach. And he's the Cowboys guy. It is worth noting over the course of Shotty's career, he has been a hot candidate. He's been a Ben Johnson. He's been a Kellen Moore. He's been a Cliff Kingsbury. He's been an Aaron Glenn. That's really true. Been a little while, but it's true. And never quite came to fruition for whatever reason. So as America's team observers plow forward, wondering if Jerry has any plan at all, they've taken to making up one of their own. We don't know if Jerry's got a plan. I'm just going to make up one. That would lead to the Cowboys' next franchise quarterback. Morton, Staubach, White, Aikman, Romo, Dak, Arch Manning. The gossip, such as it is, would have Jones already forfeiting the 2025 season, tanking, so he can select University of Texas quarterback Arch Manning in the 2026 draft. Now, if you're a betting man or woman, and by the way, if you are, BetUS is a good place to hang out. BetUS.com, go there right now and use the promo code YouTube150 and get your 150% discount off your investment in your own betting genius up to $2,000. BetUS.com, go get it. Imagine the amazing series of dominoes that would have to fall to make such a thing happen. Starting with, the Cowboys would have to be sitting here today saying, Mr. Will, ain't no use you hanging around here. Mr. Steven, you can take the year off. Shotty, you're just here. We don't need you here either. Just between us girls now. We're going to go 0-17, so we can guarantee. That's not real. But Doug Kurzian, who's got himself a media credential, the only explanation is that Jerry's tanking for Arch so he can double the franchise's worth. It would, of course, be a marketing explosion. Wouldn't be a good reason to do it, but if you happen, if you happen to have the first pick in the 2026 draft and Arch Manning does indeed declare, neither one of those things, by the way, guaranteed, you can see the fit for somebody as a player, by the way, not as a t-shirt salesman. Fans, Cowboys are 100% tanking. They're going to be bad on purpose. And then, of course, you've got old Grandpa Archie Manning being asked about in a bar about his grandson going to Dallas, and he endorsed the idea. And then later said, "Wait a minute, I didn't mean to. I'm just talking in a bar. I didn't know it was going on TikTok." Arch Manning, 6'4", 225, destined to get bigger. You know, he's only 19. Played part-time for the Longhorns last year. Looked like he's going to be good. Is that a fair evaluation? Looked like he's going to be good. He didn't start. He wasn't the starter. He completed 68% of his passes, 939 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he can run. Had 4 touchdowns as a runner. Some of them kind of spectacular. So he's a blue chip prospect. There's nothing against, this is not anti-Arch. This is not anti-Cowboys. But there's no guarantee of any of this. That Manning, the nephew of Peyton and Eli, will declare for the draft, that he'll be the number 1 pick, that he'll have a great and healthy season at Texas. There's not a guarantee of his future greatness. And again, the logic that the Cowboys elected to pay Dak Prescott $60 million a year, the fattest contract in NFL history, for the purpose of having him quarterback an 0-17 team. All on purpose. But I get it. And I appreciate you hanging out with us here. By the way, I review every single comment. So don't you worry your pretty little head about that. And also, by the way, go to cowboyscountry.com, where we discuss this and much, much more, including what's going on with Shoddy and Eberflus and Jerry and Steven and Dak and the whole shooting match. I get it. And I'm glad to have you with us. I'm glad to have BetUS with us too. Cowboy Nation, disturbed, angry, confounded. So you can have your dream and you can have your plan, especially because you're a little concerned that on that second one, that Jerry Jones never had one at all. Fish out.